All right, welcome to episode 23, the 2-minute warning. Today on the table, World Series Game 2. Last night we saw the Tampa Bay Rays get a huge win over the Dodgers to tie the series. Jay, what did we see?
First of all, I predicted the Dodgers, but I did not like their game plan going in. There's basically a new pitcher every inning. I didn't like them not having a solidified starter. They just opened up with an opener, Tony Gonsolin, and they just kept rotating. Justin May, Joe Kelly, they're not guys that pitch 5-6 innings typically, but they also don't pitch just one and switch out after that. So that was kind of a weird game plan with the Dodgers that I didn't expect.
Yeah, that was by design, but yes, I think that was odd. The whole idea of using an opener like they did with Tony Gonsolin is kind of new to the league. So it works in some situations and other times not so much. But what the Rays did last night that really got them this win is they came swing the bats. We finally saw Brandon Lowe get the output that we think we should get from him all the time. 2 home runs, I think 3 RBIs. Great night for him, and that was one of the keys that I identified. I think that the Rays need to do to win is get the middle of the lineup hitting. Last night we had the middle lineup between Adames, Austin Meadows, and Brandon Lowe. Brandon Lowe, 2 home runs. Austin Meadows had a base hit with 2 outs to get on before Brandon Lowe hit a home run to drive him in. We saw Willie Adames hit a double. So they really started to hit the ball. Really everyone through the lineup. Arozarena had another hit. Yanni Diaz had 2. I don't think Zunino did, but that Rays lineup really came to hit last night. And also Blake Snell threw a fantastic game. I think he had 8 Ks, threw like 6 in the third. He did give up 1 home run, which I anticipated, but luckily the Rays lineup was able to get plenty of insurance runs because then Anderson coming out of the bullpen also gave up a home run. But between Fairbanks, Snell, and Anderson, and then Castillo to close it out, the Rays pitching did an amazing job.
Between the Rays just hit great last night, and that was, Arozarena did have a hit, but he hasn't been hot this series like he was in the ALCS. So if he picks it up to where he was, the Rays are looking good. He did just tie the record last night with Derek Jeter for most hits in the postseason as a rookie. But if he gets back to normal like he was in the ALCS, it gets hot again, I see the Dodgers being in trouble.
Yep, if that, like you just said, with that Rays lineup now picking it up, without him, really, let's be honest, he's got a hit already. He's like 1 for 5. He's not struggling, but he's not the Arozarena right now that he was last series. So if the rest of the Rays lineup can pick it up around him and then he decides to get hot again, that's going to be a really hard to stop lineup. Because if you look at last night, the Rays out-hit the Dodgers, and the Dodgers lineup is arguably the best, most talented lineup.
Yeah, it's not like the Dodgers out of it.
So right now the Rays just out-hit a lineup that you look at on paper and you think that nobody can out-hit them. So what the Rays proved last night was when their pitching is on, when they're hitting, when the bats are on, they can win games even when their pitching isn't perfect. Because I think last night they gave up a home run to Will Smith, a 2-run home run to Chris Taylor, and to Corey Seager, a solo shot. So that's 3 home runs they gave up and still won by 2 scores. So the Rays team proved last night they can out-hit the Dodgers, and I think that's big for this series because the Rays pitching is going to continue to be good.
It'll be hard to see though because Game 3 Buehler's in, and then Game 4 we can expect Kershaw to be back. So but Rays got a lot to handle.
On the other side with the Rays, Charlie Morton on the mound tonight. The last outing was Game 7 against the Astros where he pitched a gem. He's got a .57 ERA this postseason, which is 1 run every 18 innings basically is that he's giving up. Yeah. So that's fantastic. So we're going to have another great matchup tonight between those 2 teams. Tomorrow, Friday the 23rd is the next game.
Yep.
All right, 2-1.